What's going on? I'm the Kid Gowie here with the game day to bring you the hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic: does the NBA bubble have any effect on how teams are performing this season? Now hear me out. Right off the bat, some of you are probably thinking, what does the NBA bubble have to do with anything?
Bro, yo.
But really sit back and think about it. We have to keep in mind that the break in between the bubble and this season that we're currently watching was very short, much shorter than what players are used to. And I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but for some odd reason, a bunch of teams that were invited to the NBA bubble are currently underperforming, while teams that weren't invited are thriving. If you don't believe me, let's name some teams. The Orlando Magic, the Houston Rockets, the OKC Thunder, Toronto Raptors are all outside of playoff contention right now. While teams like the Atlanta Hawks, Charlotte Hornets, and New York Knicks, who all weren't invited to the bubble, are in playoff contention. Can somebody make it make sense? And that's not even including a team like the Washington Wizards, who added another All-Star but still performing at the same rate, and the Sacramento Kings, who have a Rookie of the Year candidate and they still aren't improving. And obviously, in situations like this, context matters, so teams like the OKC Thunder and the Houston Rockets have excuses as to why they're performing so poorly. But for a team like the Toronto Raptors, who were projected in the preseason to win 42 games, are only currently sitting at 20, and I don't think you can find an excuse for that. Meanwhile, a team like the Phoenix Suns that went undefeated in the bubble but still didn't make the playoffs were projected in the preseason to only win 38 games, but now that they're second in the Western Conference, that projection is shot up to 51. And we can't forget about the New York Knicks, who were only projected to win about 22 games and they're currently sitting at 25. So when you think about the teams that had a longer offseason than those who were actually in the playoffs inside the bubble, it kind of makes you think maybe the bubble plays a factor into it. Because there's no reason as to why a team like the Boston Celtics, who were able to maintain their core and on top of that add players like Tristan Thompson and Evan Fournier, are only projected to now win 36 games because they've been performing so poorly. I want you guys to keep this in consideration when you think about why teams are performing poorly and why other teams are succeeding.